Molweni enkonzweni igama lami ngosibusiso Mpanza bengicela ubulisa omama notata nabefundisi nawe mfundisi nolutsha igama lika Yesu Kristu inkosi yethu amen. Bathandekayo namhlanje bendizoyenza i-YouTube segment yam ngesilungu bathi ku am I the asshole. Ngesixhosa kuthiwa ndim I'm kidding. I make a joke. But I told you that I listened to you guys. You didn't believe me, but I told you I listened. All I needed was the go ahead from you guys. And what did I get? Exactly that. So we are back with another episode. I'm going to call it Reddit Stories. You know why? Because one of you commented, Sibu, there are so many pages on Reddit that I need you to read. It can't just be, am I the asshole? And so I'm going to listen to you guys. And we won't call this necessarily, am I the asshole? Because on other days, I might be reading slightly different stories. But today, we're sticking to the same thing. And I just want to get right into it.
Rigorous. Gang looking rigorous. My champagne, but I'm rigorous. My campaign looking rigorous. Whole team hella rigorous. Lifestyle so rigorous. Hairstyle so rigorous. Your top 5 ain't rigorous. If you left out this rigorous.
AITA for not going to my friend's wedding after what she said to me. A few months ago, a friend of mine told me she was getting married. It wasn't meant to be a regular wedding, but more of an elopement kind of thing. We were supposed to be her, the groom, me as maid of honor, and a best man, plus a few close members of the family. About 10 people in total, and it was planned for early November. I say wedding like that in the title because there will be no invites, no save the date, no ceremony, no walking down the aisle, just courthouse and dinner that comes from the bride herself. I'm not guessing anything. Okay, so they sound like they're gonna have a really down-to-earth, frugal kind of wedding. They're saying they're not sending any invites, no save the dates, no ceremony, no walk down the aisle, just home affairs and then dinner kwa spare. I like that, sometimes you just keep things low-key, save your money. A week ago, I got the news that I had gotten a permanent job. I don't know how to explain it because this is a very typical thing from my country, Spain, where every so often the government will hire professionals to work either in the administration or in public institutions like education, high school and stuff. This is usually a great opportunity because these positions are for life or until you retire. And they can never fire you. In order to apply for these positions, you have to take an exam, and then depending on your years of service to the institution and the score you get on the exam, you can get one of those jobs. Sounds like it's nice in Spain. This is, I think in other countries they call this tenure, when you get hired basically for life. Anyway, long story short, I took my exam last year, and last week I got told that I got one of the jobs, but I will be moving cities for that. Congratulations. When I told my friends this, the only thing she said is, when are you leaving? Can you still come to my wedding? No, congratulations. No, I'm happy for you. Nothing. I must add, 2 weeks ago, I talked to her to know where we were having dinner for her wedding. And she said she didn't have anything planned yet, let alone booked. Had she told me she had everything booked and that she really needed my RSVP, I would have understood her answer. But in that context, I've decided that if the only thing she cares about is her and her wedding, and she can't be happy for me, I'm not going to the wedding. Am I the a-hole? Ooh, this one's a bit of a tough one. Okay, so this person, OP, got a job in another part of the country. Her friend has invited her to this very small wedding. However, the friend hasn't really planned anything, let alone, what did she say here, the dinner for the wedding. And then when OP tells the bride that she got a job, or he got a job, I don't know. The bride said, when are you leaving? Can you still come to my wedding? No congratulations, no I'm happy for you, no nothing. And now she's deciding that she's pretty much, had she told me she had everything booked and that she really needed my RSVP, I would have understood her answer. But in that context, I've decided that if the only thing she cares about is her and her wedding, and she can't be happy for me, I'm not going to the wedding. Oh, this is a tough one. You guys are gonna have to help me on this one. This is a tough one. I think if she doesn't go to the wedding, yes, she is the asshole. I think you are the asshole for missing your friend's wedding, especially when you have a job. I feel like this one is a really, really tough one. Yes, I do think the friend could have responded a bit better. I think in the moment when somebody tells you good news, the best thing you can ever do when anybody tells you news that matters to them, whether it's sad or whether they're really happy, is to match their energy. I try to do that a lot of the time because I feel like as humans, sometimes we like kind of miss that. We're not as happy. We're not as happy as the other person is, or we're not like meeting them in their sadness. So clearly OP wanted their friend to be as happy as they were for the job, and then later say, hey, does this mean you're not going to be there for the wedding? I'm trying to imagine if somebody I invited to my wedding said, no, they can't come. Like, it's okay. If you think it's for something important, it's okay, man. It really is okay. But if you do have the finances, or maybe if I have the finances to help you come to the wedding from wherever you're working, I would try and do that if it's that important. But at the same time, I also do think that I would like my friend to try their utmost best to come to the wedding. I do understand her being upset. I really do understand her being upset at her friend not matching her energy. We get it. We get it. You are getting married. It's very exciting. But if I'm telling you that I basically just got a tenure, I just got a job for the rest of my life, I need you to match my excitement. I will tell you what other people say right now. Sounds a little overreactive to me. You blame her for being all about herself when you are being all about yourself too. You don't have to go because an invite is not a mandate. However, if you aren't going in retaliation for her not being happy for you about your job, then absolutely you are the a-hole. I agree. It seems like it's retaliatory. Is that the word? If you're not going to attend your friend's wedding purely because they asked you, hey, are you still going to be able to attend? I think that's weird. If somebody is that close to you, if you really feel like that close, if George did that to me and maybe it was George's wedding, I would expect that you guys are so close that you can talk it out. Hey, I really wanted you to be excited for me. You know, in that moment, I didn't want you to focus on whether I'd be at your wedding or not. I really wanted you to focus on me, and that I just got something that is a massive deal. So yeah, I do think they are the a-hole. I do think they are the a-hole purely because you are retaliating, and that is not a way to live as an adult. You can't just retaliate to things. Okay, you asked me about your wedding instead of my job, and sazikemna. Come on, dog. You are a grown person. Sit her down, say, hey ma'am, I'm really not happy about the way you reacted. I would have loved for you to meet me at the energy where I was at. And then after in our conversation, you can be like, wait, does that mean you're going to miss my wedding? That's really sad. Like, be happy for your friend first. That's always the first thing to do. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like this one is less black and white, but I'm going to stand on business here and say that they are the a-hole for not attending as a means of retaliation. You get me? I got one more in the bag for you guys. This is gonna be good. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband he's too broke to be so sexist? So my husband comes from a traditional family. Mum's a stay-at-home mother. Father was a sole provider. I come from the opposite. My mother pretty much forbade from ever being financially dependent on a man and drilled that into me early on. My husband worked hard to unlearn the values he saw replicated at home. He, more often than not, pulled his weight at home, was an engaged and present father and a genuine partner. The one thing that grinds my gears is how much weight he puts on the opinions of his family. I get that we all want our parents to be proud of us, but this is too much. Ooh, this is a good one. My in-laws are staying with us for 2 weeks. Mistake number one. Mistake number one. Our usual MO is I prep breakfast, we all eat lunch at work or school, and my husband makes dinner. We have a cleaner, but she's on holiday. So in the meantime, they wrote DIYing. So I try to say the whole word. Anyway, we're DIYing the cleaning where it's down to everyone to keep their space clean, and common spaces we all clean. This is how we've always done it, and it works. My in-laws hate that I'm one of those modern women. They hate that I work. They hate that I don't find my purpose in being a wife and mother. And they hate that my husband pulls his weight at home. We spoke pretty frankly early on, where I established my boundaries and I told them I won't be chastised about how I live my life in my own home. When I am a guest in their home, I accommodate their ways and play the daughter-in-law they wish I was. They have, for the most part, respected this. I got home yesterday after work tired and starving. I typically get home around 6:15, 6:30, and we eat at 7 p.m. I say quick hellos and I ran up for a pre-dinner shower. When I came down, I went to the kitchen to help set up for dinner and found nothing ready. I asked my husband about it, but he wouldn't look at me, and his mother answered that he hadn't cooked anything. She told me I needed to do my duty as a wife and cook for my family. My coward of a husband still wasn't looking at me. Yo, likwala. I just walked away and ordered takeaway. I dished up for me and my kids, and we sat at the table to eat. My husband and his parents served themselves and then joined us. My mother-in-law was still going on about what was wrong with me and why I was a failure. I asked my husband if he had anything to say. He said his mother had a point and it wouldn't hurt if I acted more like a proper woman and took better care of my home and my children. He said tradition was tradition for a reason, and it was kind of insulting that I thought I was too good for how he was raised. This is where I might be the a-hole. I told him tradition won't allow a man on a 35k. Sorry, I have to start that again. Damn. I told him tradition won't allow a man on 35k to support a family of 5, and he was too broke to be that sexist. He looked hurt and I saw tears welling in his eyes. He excused himself from the table. I regret saying this in front of our children, but him saying that to me after I'm busting my ass to clean up his mess on top of having to deal with his parents was too much for me. Am I the a-hole? My sister in Christ, you are not the a-hole. You are not the a-hole. You did the right thing. Listen to me, you did the right thing. As somebody who is getting married relatively soon, I put a lot of importance in how my family treats my partner. I put a lot of importance on how I am treated by my partner's family, because I think it's very, very important. To this OP, I am saying, divorce, babe. Divorce, babe. Divorce. Obviously therapy, but like divorce, babe. It's not even a question. You cannot marry a man who is a coward, especially around his family. You cannot. And I'm telling you this as somebody who does have family members where he's like, hey, nyamsaba lo. How am I going to say this? How am I going to say that? But no, guys, you must just push. You must grow up. Your girlfriend goes to your family's house for a holiday, whatever. You guys go visit. And your mom or your aunts are like, hey, cut that out now. Cut it. Oleti. We don't talk like that. We don't talk like that, firstly, to anyone, but we don't talk like that to my partner. Cut that shit now. You can tell some things are a joke, but a lot of the time it's not a joke. A lot of the time, the snide comments have a little bit of truth to them. People are telling you how they actually feel. As a man, part of your duty is to stand up for your partner. As a woman, part of your duty is to stand up for your partner. I think one of the worst feelings that you can feel when you are in a relationship is to not feel protected by your partner. And I'm talking every gender, not just ladies, men also. The worst feeling you can feel is to not feel protected by your partner around their family. I don't want to be the one to say, yo, Yolanda, your aunt was dun, can you please? I shouldn't even have to say, unless obviously they didn't see it, but I shouldn't even have to say. If my guys is like, hey, yo, uzise umzulu apa, she must cut that shit up right now. If I go home there and they say, yo, you brought a kaloku to us, I'm cutting that shit right now. Part of your job as a long-term partner, as a husband, as a wife, as whatever, is to be able to stand up for your partner. You can't be a coward, because you know what happens? When said family leaves the house, when you leave that house, you must then deal with your partner alone on the drive home or when you get to your destination. And then what are you going to do? Yo, I'm sorry, babe. She's just, that's just how it is. I figured, what's the use talking to them about it? Because they're never going to change. Shut up. Shut up. They're never going to change. It doesn't matter. In that moment, the husband needed to protect OP. In that moment, when mom talks, you must say, When old lady says, your wife, I'm telling you guys now, you need to grow a pair. All of us need to grow a pair. We need to be able to stand up to our families when it comes to our partners. Because the sad thing is, your family is not always going to be there, but your partner will. Every day, day in, day out. I'm not saying your family's not going to be there for you. I just mean they have their own lives. But you will be with your wife, with your husband every single day. You need to protect your partner, guys. So, OP, I don't think OP is the a-hole. I think they did the right thing in that moment. I can understand being upset, especially if your partner is not standing up for you, because you shouldn't be expected to stand up for yourself. I don't think you should be expected to stand up for yourself when you're around your partner's family and your partner's there. No, it's their job. It's their job to say, Oledi. It's their job to say, Taima, maybe apologize. Maybe apologize. And if they can't do that, I really need all of us to reconsider the people that we are dating, to reconsider the people that we are marrying. Because I promise you, you will enjoy being single more than you will enjoy marrying someone who can't stand up to their family. In all facets of life, you can't marry someone who can't say, no, Xolo, I can't send money right now. You can't marry someone who can't say, Mom, I need you to apologize to my wife. You can't marry someone who can't say no to their family ever. You guys will drown together. You will drown together. Iskofi zabantwana is not paid. Why? Because usiso tumeli mali. I know I veered off topic there a little bit, but wow, I feel a lot of passion when it comes to this topic, because family is something that to an extent scared me. It's really difficult to say, no, sorry, I don't have this. Or like OP was saying, it's really difficult sometimes to say, hey, Malume, I don't like the way you spoke to my wife. Can you please apologize? Or in that moment, Malume, please don't talk to my wife like that. Call it a day. It's really tough. It's really tough. But we all need to grow a pair, a vibranium pair, and stand up to these people. That's all I gotta say. So, OP1, a-hole, definitely. OP2, nah, not an a-hole. Also therapy. Otherwise, divorce, babe. Divorce. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below who is the a-hole and who is not. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I'll see you guys soon with another one. You guys said you want more, so I'm gonna give you more. I love you guys so much. Peace.